These fire events are very, very exactly similar to the Paradise fires, to the Santa Rosa fires, to the directed energy weapons being used, as we'll get into in a minute. But I want to just lay out a little bit what I think their agenda is for doing all this. Massive explosion strikes 50 miles wide. And this is, again, where the train tracks are supposed to go, and the Agenda 21, Agenda 30, and where it's going. But we've also had fire break out, let's see, I'll get this up in a minute, down in Santa Ranchita, down near between Santa Barbara and Los Angeles, east, southeast, and northeast, in that area as well. And so there's the same time, remember the Paradise fires on November 8th, 2018.
Extreme weather conditions and high fire danger are forecasted in Butte County. Please have your emergency plan ready.
It just seemed like a normal fire at first, and it got bad real quick.
In just a matter of 20 minutes, what looked like a calm sky was orange.
Our town is on fire.
That's ash coming down, not rain.
It was just call after call.
I can see the flame. It's in my door. It's getting big by the second.
You have to get out. No one can come to help you.
I just said I'm gonna do it.
The first corner we hit, there was fire, and we were stuck in traffic. Come on! We had children on that bus.
We are surrounded. There was nowhere else to go.
Evacuate on foot!
Never thought I'd see embers and fireballs coming out of the sky.
Oh my God.
Mass destruction. Extremely rapid fire spread. Resistant to control.
I don't think we're gonna get out.
Heavenly Father, please help us.
Boom.
We're waiting 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes.
I don't want to die here!
And then it went completely black.
Same day Malibu was hit. So they're doing these in concert. If you remember last week, they announced that the fires, they're going to shut off the power preemptively. PG&E was going to shut off the power preemptively, right? Well, the reason they said was because the winds, and there are no winds here, folks. We're not having any winds 30 miles away whatsoever. As you can see here, 3 miles an hour, 9 miles an hour from the northeast, from the west, from the northeast, kind of swirling around differently, right? And we'll get back to this in a minute. But what I wanted to bring your attention to is last week, They shut off the power for just 2 days, a day to two warning, and shut off to 800,000 people in California, Northern California, and Southern California, 800,000 people for just a day or two. And as I noted before, when everybody ran to get gas, when they said the power was going to go off, cars 10, 12, 15 deep, the gas stations never ran out of gas. Now, they only turned them off for a day or two, but they said the power was going to be off for 5 to 7 days possibly, but they only went off for a day or two, and people are running to get ice, and people are running to get gas, people are, just stocking up and all that kind of stuff. Well, now they got it, they was all fine. They turned the power back on, no biggie. So guess what we got coming in? This is coming in, they just announced, this was on our local news story, PG&E spokesman, hang on here. As firefighters and PG&E customers brace for more bad news, Bay Area winds are about to howl. Okay, this is today at 1 p.m. The fire started, updated at 4 p.m. So guess what they're calling for, folks? So let's look at this map first. So we're talking about this coming up Saturday is what I'm sorry, right here. Saturday, October 26th, 7-mile-an-hour winds they're talking about. Oh, and Sunday we're going up to north-northeast 20. So it is coming from the west and the south, and all of a sudden it's going to come from the north, the northeast, and we got worrisome winds. Worrisome winds could pack a deadly punch. That's the title of the Mercury News. San Jose Mercury News just came up. San Francisco, high-speed winds of 15 miles per hour. We're expected to reach 27 miles per hour. That isn't even good windsurfing weather, folks. Unbelievable. And the directions, Oakland from 14. See, they're prepping us to accept these ridiculous weather winds to shut down power because the trees will fall on the lines and it'll be shutting off. That's the story about what happened in the Kincaid fires. In the Kincaid fire, they were saying, again, power line falling and sparking it. And the story is that they didn't shut off the power fast enough to stop the fires from happening. They didn't shut the power off fast enough. See, PG&E could last 5 days. This is a whole recap of all the fires going around currently and previously as well. Rock fire going on different areas as well, Candle, Jackson, Burn. But the official narrative is it's, again, the power lines that fell down because PG&E didn't shut the power off. So what are they going to do on this worrisome weekend coming up when the winds are going to peak with gusts over 80 miles an hour in higher locations and some of the highest winds, if not the highest of the season so far? They're going to shut off the power ahead of time on everybody. They shut off. Off 800,000 coming up. The high winds known as Diablo winds. Diablo is the devil. Now we have the Santa Ana winds, but again, they're just making this stuff up. Mount Diablo is east behind Oakland, east of San Francisco, and all the fires like in the Paradise Fire and the Santa Rosa fires, we're north of that. We wouldn't get their winds. The mountain wouldn't be causing the Diablos to happen. We don't get winds coming from the east to the west, but they're making that the new normal and everybody just accepts it. Don't forget this. Winds are coming from the east. We got 12,000 foot Sierra peaks coming. It's not coming. This is man-made. No doubt about it. Plowing towards offshore with the opposite of what normally happens. You have a high pressure system across the Great Basin in Nevada, Arizona. We have a low pressure just offshore. Yeah, you got the Sierra Nevadas to block it, you idiots. And everybody drinks the Kool-Aid and says, okay, whatever you say, we'll agree to. Meanwhile, we're seeing other things happen like this. I'm going to bring it up right here. And just study this picture for a sec, folks. The winds, the winds, the winds. These are the programmable nanobots that we reported on earlier that are catching and going all over. Now, if the winds were really blowing sideways like that, wouldn't the trees be bent over sideways? Look at this guy. He's standing straight up. The winds, the winds, the winds. And again, we're 30 miles north, and there were no winds today, folks. We got some of the fog, but you can see the same type of profiles that occurred in Paradise, that occurred in Santa Rosa, that occurred in Redding, that occurred in Malibu. And a lot of these pictures, you're going to see firemen just standing around. Look at that. There's your fire NATO. They got to get that in there, the fire NATO. Oh, yeah, it's the winds. Can you show me where the winds are blowing when the smoke is going straight up? How about the trees? They're not burning whatever, and the house is completely torched. Same profile. Here's the embers, the nanobots, programmable nanobots going up into the trees here, you see? It doesn't really show the winds blowing anywhere. That's going in all different directions. What is that hot spot there? I mean, they don't even care and hide it anymore. It's hidden in plain sight. And see these firemen? They're just standing around. They got nothing to do. Look at this guy. What are we going to do? And the guy's like, I don't know. What are we going to do? I'm going to check my cell phone. Maybe I got some messages and got to text somebody and this and that. And look at the hot spots. Look at how bright that is. They don't know what to do about any of this. I mean, they're beyond their capabilities and they're being put in harm's way. What is that heat spot over there? These are directed energy attacks, folks. This is what happens. How do these posts get sheared? How did that happen? Right? And the leaves are still on without being burnt. We're seeing the same profiles. The good news is the poor animals. We got to think about the animals and all this too. But the thing that's really cool about this is I'm seeing all over the internet people waking up. Yeah, it's directed energy. Yeah, we're seeing it happen. Yeah, we're seeing how it goes. Look at these programmables. You know, remember, see the trees burning from the inside? Look at how hot all these embers are. So they're prepping us with this fire in order to be able to turn off our power more preemptively, saying we didn't shut it off early enough. And here, PG&E told regulators a report filed Thursday, a broken jumper cable on a transmission tower may have been to blame for the Kincaid fire. Right? Blaming the PG&E again. Here down in Santa Rachita, approximately 4 locations, the Tick fire, the Basin fire, the Old fire, the Verde fire. But what I want to show you is this. There it is, folks. There's your directed energy weapons. How much clearer can it get?